It feels good in the hand. It's in that medium range, I would say. It's not too big, but it's not too small.
Like the legend of my penis.
Oh my God, I have some exciting news. I just bought a new camera, you guys. And it's in this box right here. I'm kidding, I didn't buy a camera. I don't got that kind of money. I am renting a camera from Lensrental. It is the, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. It is the Fujifilm x100 v1. And no, it doesn't come in this lanky box thing. I just got it. I'm not gonna be able to shoot with it immediately, so I'm gonna play around with the settings and just be enamored by its presence. Because right now it's about, what time is it? 6 p.m. So the sun's about to go down soon, but I will be shooting with this for the next 7 days.
1 hour later.
You know what, guys? I've been fiddling with the camera for the past like 30 minutes or so, and I can't seem to figure out where the ISO, or how to adjust the ISO button. So I'm gonna go YouTube Shorts it, because that's what I do when I can't figure anything out, like with my car or my toilet. I just YouTube Shorts it. So that's what I'm gonna do for this. And you can call me stupid.
If you're that fucking stupid, knock yourself out.
Okay, I just finished watching a YouTube short on it. It's crazy that somebody made a short on how to just adjust the ISO on this camera. So that must mean a lot of other people have run into the same issues, or, you know, especially if you're not familiar with the Fuji, this model at least. So apparently you just pull this dial up right here, which is the shutter. If you keep it down, it just adjusts the shutter speed, but that adjusts the ISO. There's the ISO numbers in there. Ah, yes, learning something new every day. I can't wait to take this baby out and show her off to the world and take some good images. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It is day 3 with the Fujifilm x100 v6. Again, I don't own this. It is being rented from Lensrental for 1 week. And let me tell you something, before I go any further into this video review on the Fujifilm x100 v1 or 6, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, don't listen to a lot of these videos on YouTube, or, you know, with those catchy headlines or thumbnails saying Fuji is the best camera for street photography, or the Ricoh is the best camera for street photography. At the end of the day, you gotta put the camera in your hands and see if it's best for you. And that's why I rent whenever a new camera comes out, especially with Ricoh or Fuji, sometimes Sony. I normally rent it out first, especially if I'm not too serious in buying it. And you know, the camera is $1,600, which is a little bit pricey in my opinion, but I guess that's the standard now of compact cameras. A friend told me the other day that they're coming out with the 90th edition. I guess they're celebrating 90 years for Fujifilm, and so there's a special edition of the Fujifilm x100 v1 v6, and I think you can only get one per address or one per person or something. I don't know how they track that, but it's pretty crazy. Like I think it was selling at 2,000, which is not too bad, I guess, if it's limited edition. But I just looked on eBay just a minute ago, and they're getting resold at $5,000 to $8,000. I mean, it is freaking crazy how much of a fan base and a following and just loyal customer base that Fujifilm has really put together the past almost 10 years. When I saw that, I just rolled my eyes, because the whole resale value, or the resale market rather, it's pretty crazy, not just in the camera world, but in toys and a lot of different things, shoes. It's just a whole nother industry. But back to the camera. This is my third day. Yesterday I went out to shoot with it, and I'm still getting used to it. I mean, I'm not a complete virgin.
I'm a virgin.
To Fuji cameras. I've used the Fuji x100f. I believe, no, I don't think I did a video on it, but I like that camera. That camera was really good. I don't know, it's been a while too that I've been going out shooting consistently. I've been using the GR3 Street Edition for the past, since COVID basically. So having something else for street photography in my hands is quite an adjustment. But one thing that I need to gripe about, and all the Fuji fanboys can call me stupid.
Get that back.
The camera has a lot of like the internal settings. There's just so much when you open the menu option. It's just so overwhelming, and like it's all wordy. I don't even know what it means, half of them. And that's the thing with when I get a camera, especially for street photography. Like I just want something that's ready, out of the box, and ready just to snap away. Most cameras, I guess if you shoot Fuji, you're used to it, but most cameras already have like it's all like all the menu buttons or all the buttons on the camera on the body. It's already designated to something. So you have one button for ISO, one wheel for this, one wheel for that. You kind of got to use your brain a little bit and then designate some of them to do certain things. But the other day, or not the other day, yesterday, when I was on my way to Waikiki to go shoot, I saw something interesting right out of my car, and I took a snap of it. Well, before I took a snap of it, I noticed on my LCD screen that it was a little bit cropped in, and it was throwing me off. Like I was having panic attacks. It was definitely cropped in, but I just took the photo anyways, and I figured out later what was going on. Apparently on the lens, it's a digital converter. So if you twist the lens to the right a little bit, it crops into from 35 to 50. And then if you twist it another time to the right, it goes to, I believe, 70 or 85 around there. Basically, it pushes in, it loses its pixel count. So the full sensor is 40 megapixels at 35 millimeter. And then I guess when it goes to 50, it cuts in half. That was pretty trippy, I gotta tell you. And I'm not a big fan of that because the lens is so thin. If you try to adjust the f-stop, the aperture on the ring on the camera, you might accidentally hit focus without even realizing it. You might be pushed in, and then it kind of ruins your shot. So yeah, that's kind of my gripe. And then it ultimately, it kind of just seems like Fuji they try to make an all-in-one camera. That's why it feels complicated to me. Want to fit too much into one tiny camera. For someone like me that's simple, it is confusing, and I think just overdone. Too much bells and whistles. Even when you look into the viewfinder, you can change it to rangefinder, simply hitting the switch in the front, or you can have the optical viewfinder. And I guess some people want to experience both or one over the other, but to me that's kind of pointless. If you want to shoot film, just go get a film camera. If you want to shoot digital, you know, I don't think you need to put so much techie characteristics into a camera that is really advertised for a street photographer or a travel photographer. You know, just keep it simple, keep it basic. My other gripe is I'm shooting on autofocus, wide range, and if I'm moving and the subject's moving at the same time, and I'm not even talking about like fast moving, I'm just talking about like baby steps, the autofocus misses a lot of the times, or the subject is a little bit soft, or I mean, it's soft. And I think the reason why, and it's not pretty smart on Fuji's side, like they upgraded the sensor and they're trying to pimp out the sensor, but the lens is the same as the previous one, the x100v. It's almost like, what's the whole deal with the upgrade? I mean, I guess for people that are just picking up a camera and they don't know what they're buying, they might miss that, because the first thing that most casual photographers look at is the pixel count. So that's kind of like, that's their whole selling point, it looks like. But to me, if you don't upgrade the lens, the sensor is kind of like useless, I guess, to some degree. However, I will say the colors, so far from what I'm seeing from this camera, the colors are pretty good, which is something of a weakness on the Ricoh side, at least the GR. I don't remember from the GRX. The GR3 is pretty dull or a little bit faded. Even if you bring it up in post, it still doesn't have that, you know what I'm saying? There, oh yeah, battery life. It lasts about, well, it says it's supposed to last like 400 photo counts or something, the battery. Obviously, I'm not gonna take that many photos within a few hours, but yeah, the battery lasted about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so, and that's with the whole LCD screen on and everything. So maybe if I had that off, maybe it would last a little bit longer. But yeah, because I only have one battery on me, I had to go home and charge it and then come back out and shoot. But yeah, if you have 2-3 batteries for this camera, you should be good for your street photography adventures. Let's see where to park here. So yeah, last night I was trying to familiarize myself with the menu options a little bit more, but I just gave up. And you know what? I think I figured out how to just keep it simple with this. But yeah, I'm gonna go out and shoot with this. Let's see if my opinions on this camera changes. Let's go shooting. Okay, we made it alive. It is day 5 of renting the Fujifilm X100. I still don't know what is it, V1, V6, X106. Let's just settle on 6 already. But so far, if you want my honest opinion, it is growing on me each day. I think what helps with the attachment or growth is when you start to get into a groove with the camera and you start to snap away and start enjoying, you start really liking the type of images that you're getting, and you think it's the camera, but really it's more of you and your eye and your skill than the camera itself. But as I was walking here, there was a cool image of this old lady on the ground trying to take a photo of something, and her husband was behind her, but I couldn't take the photo because I had all the equipment with me. But anyways, yes, the camera is growing on me. But oh, I do have to mention yesterday, which was day 4, once I got out to Waikiki, like just 5 minutes walking in, the camera overheated. Like the icon came on, you know, the thermometer icon, which shows when it's getting a little hot, and it was hot yesterday. It's not summer heat at all, but it was around 88, 91 degrees. But I was quite surprised to see the icon come up. It didn't shut off at all. I just kept it on, but then after a while I just turned off the camera for like 20 minutes, so I kind of lost like 20 minutes of just being out and not being able to, or not having the chance to take a photograph. But that was pretty concerning to me because I've only had, like, my Ricoh overheated before, and it turned off. But that was during the summer, like when it's scorching hot out here. And Ricoh, the batteries usually overheat pretty easily, especially when it's super hot. It's just double whammy on the camera. But I don't know if that's I don't know if Fuji is gonna need a firmware update on this or what. But yeah, that's not really a good sign, because like I mentioned, I just came out here 5 minutes into the walk and then the icon popped on. Other than that, it feels good in the hand. It's in that medium range, I would say. It's not too big, but it's not too small.
Like the legend of my penis.
Kind of feels just right. It is bulky, it's a little bit heavy, so it's not something that you can just shove in your pocket. When I have it dangled on my neck like this, it can take its toll on you after an hour or so. So I just kind of put it like this and just keep it that way. That's probably the most comfortable spot for me. But yeah, I'm still having trouble with the autofocus. Like, I don't feel confident in walking and shooting at the same time. I haven't even figured out how to do like zone focus, manual zone focus, because I probably have to watch a YouTube short on it, just like how I did with the ISO button, the adjustment right here. A few days ago I mentioned about how the lens is pretty compact, and the focus ring, the aperture ring with the focus ring is literally right next to each other. They have these levers right here, but it's still, I mean, if you're on the street and you see something real quick but you need to make a quick adjustment to your aperture or something, you can easily hit the focus range, and that digital converter can just kick in and screw up your shot. So I don't know if they made it a little bit thicker or just pop it out a little bit just to separate the aperture ring with the focus ring. If that'll help, I have no idea. I just know that it's too close to each other and it could be a problem. But I don't know, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I have a few more days with this camera. What do you guys think, especially if you guys are new to any of the Fujifilm cameras? Do you guys like the digital converter? Do you guys like all the bells and whistles that comes along with this? Are there other cameras that's more easier to operate, use? Do you know anybody that got the 90th anniversary edition? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll let you know on the last day, which is 2 more days from now, if this is the camera to get for street photography. No, but all seriousness, I think that's my update so far on day 5. Again, like I mentioned, I'm not gonna review the video settings because I don't buy street cameras to take video, basically. I have other cameras set for that specifically. But yeah, so far we're moving along. We're moving along very well. So that's all for the update. I am ready to go out and shoot, so let's go. Okay, I just had an embarrassing moment just a minute ago. I went to the wrong service carrier to drop off the Fujifilm camera. Lensrental was always FedEx. Like, whenever I rented and had to return the camera, I would always go to FedEx, but I guess recently they changed it to UPS. So I went to FedEx, I went inside and I was scanning the code, and I was telling the guy, how come it's saying it's invalid? And he looked at my label and he said, bro, it says UPS, man, wrong team. I rushed out of there because I didn't want to get jumped, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's day 7. There's still some light and time in the day, but I have to take care of some business. I did go out and shoot for a few hours this morning until my battery died. So it was like 2 hours or so. I didn't get anything, zero, jack. But that's just the name of the games, you know. Most of the time, 90% of the time, you are gonna come away with nothing, and you just gotta enjoy the process, baby. But anyway, you must be thinking, what are my final thoughts after having used this for 7 days? And I know there's people out there that are saying or thinking, Tim, you only use the camera for 7 days, you need to have it much longer. Bitch, if I was eating something for 7 straight days, I think I would have a valid opinion on whether it's good or not. So in this case, it makes no difference with the camera. I will say it did grow on me with each passing day, not a whole lot, just incrementally. Overall, I guess the nicest way to put it, it's not great per se. It's not a great camera in my opinion. It's not a bad one either. It's kind of in the middle. I think if they make adjustments on just eliminating the digital, the teleconverter, just eliminating that, making the camera a little bit more simpler. I think a lot of settings is in the menu options is very overwhelming, and that didn't decrease with each passing day. And then they got to improve the lens, make it a little bit sharper. I mean, there's no point in having a brand new sensor with the same lens as the previous version. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you've tried this camera or if you own this camera, what are your gripes? What are the things you like about this camera? I mean, part of it too is like the price point on this, $1,600 to me is expensive and hard to justify. There's other compact cameras on the market that are much cheaper and I have more of an enjoyable time using or have in my hands. But at the end of the day, it's all about your user experience. Does this camera feel good in your hand? Do you feel confident when you're using it? Yeah, I mean, it's worth a try, definitely. I'm not saying don't rent this, don't try it out. Definitely try it out and see if it's meant for you. But yeah, I am going to UPS right now, the correct carrier for the drop off. And just let me know in the comments section what your guys' thoughts are. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see more camera reviews like this one, just let me know in the comment section down below. I love to do them if you guys are interested. I know there's a lot of camera reviews and that type of content all over YouTube and the internet, but not many of them have been done by me. Other than that, no other explanation. Until next time, keep shooting. Let's go.